James here from the Excire team. And in this tutorial, I'm going to walk you through Excire's new AI-powered text filter, which adds another handy tool to your arsenal as you're sifting through your image catalog and you're really exploring all of the images you've taken over the years. I'll also talk about the new timeline graph, which offers a neat way to view photos based on their capture date, and I'll end with a brief demonstration of how metadata can quickly be added and adjusted in Excire Foto 2027. So let's fire up Excire and get started. Here we are in Excire Foto 2027. In the gallery view, which displays grids of image thumbnails here, you can see several items towards the top of the application. First, we have this filter bar here, and it contains a variety of traditional photo management filters. If you can't see the full expanded bar, it can always help to collapse this down. And there you go, you see them all here now. And you can show and hide this by clicking on this little funnel icon here. And by selecting different filters from this bar, you can tell Excire to filter your images based on a variety of characteristics, including file format, the number of stars, color labels, flags that have been applied, and even over here, the named faces that appear in the photos. If you click on Pick Flag, for instance, Excire is only going to show you the images from the current view to which you've applied a pick flag. Images without any flags or images that have a rejection flag applied will no longer be visible. But in addition to these traditional filter options, we have this text filter right here. And this is our brand new AI-powered filter, which you can use to filter photos based on content, based on text that appears within them, and also based on metadata. In a lot of ways, this is like Exire's prompt search tool over here. If you choose to filter by content, then you can filter using a natural language description of the images you want to view. I can type in landscape at sunset, hit enter to apply the filter, and Excire is going to filter out all the images that don't match the prompt, so I only see landscape at sunset images. Or I could type wildlife close-up, hit enter, and Excire will apply a new filter that shows me frame-filling wildlife photos. As you can see, the results here are pretty good, but it's important to remember that unlike an Excire search tool, a filter doesn't reorder the results based on relevance. While a prompt search for wildlife close-up will give you the best matches first, followed by the weaker matches, a wildlife close-up filter will just give you the results ordered by whatever you like down here. Right now I have it on aesthetics, but I could easily just change this to file name. And this can be a little confusing at first because the images that appear at the top may not perfectly match the prompt. But once you get used to this fact, you'll find that filtering can be quite useful, especially if you take advantage of these sorting options in the left-hand corner. Excire also offers a new timeline graph, by the way. You can access it here right above the filter bar. And this handy tool lets you instantly see when all the photos in the current view were captured. You can zoom in and out by scrolling or by pressing these plus and minus buttons here, and you can click on the bars to filter by capture date so that you only see the images that correspond to the selected time. And note that you can select multiple bars by holding Control when clicking. And you can also select by toggling on this range selection mode here, and this allows for a very precise selection. You just drag the cursor over the dates that you want to select. And then of course you can clear the selection by hitting this trash can button here. So if you're looking through your catalog and you want to get a quick overview of the dates that you took a set of images, the timeline graph here can be a huge help. Now let me remove my current filter. And now I want to show you the next filtering option, text in photos here. This uses Exire's new intelligent text recognition feature, which looks at the text that appears within photos. So if I type in happy, Excire will show me all the images that contain that word, and it'll filter out all the images that don't match. So if we look here and I press the space bar, this highlight gets removed so you can see happy appears here. You know, we also have happy on these party hats. I can also use this with numbers. For instance, if I come here and I type in 120 and hit enter, here's what I get. All of these images contain the number 120 somewhere. So Excire noticed the number on the speedometer here. Another speedometer. Let's go through to see a few more. Some more speedometers. Here it's a bit different. And Excire also noticed, if we scroll along here, the number 120 on this runner's bib here. And on this runner's bib as well. So I've shown you a few filtering examples here, and I'm guessing you'll have no trouble at all applying these filters on your own. But to prevent any confusion later on, I want to emphasize that while filters are a great way to explore your catalog and organize your images, they're fundamentally different from Excire's search tools. When you search for photos in Excire, you see a new results folder that contains the images you've been looking for. It's right here in this results tab. The results folder is something that Excire creates. You can do what you want with the folder. You can delete it entirely. You can turn it into a collection. You can remove photos or ignore it and spend your time looking at other photos in other folders. But until it's deleted or until it's overwritten by a new search, if you set that up, then it's going to exist as a collection or a folder inside Excire. But when you filter images in Excire, the filter is applied actively and it's applied temporarily. It's like sunglasses. You put on the sunglasses and suddenly certain types of images are blocked from your vision. Then you take off the sunglasses and the images reappear. So once you activate a filter, that is, once you hit enter to apply it here, it'll apply to all the images displayed in the current view. But images that are filtered out won't actually be moved or deleted. They just won't be visible as long as the filter is active. So once you activate a filter, it'll apply to all the images displayed in the current view. But images that are filtered out won't be moved or deleted. They just won't be visible as long as the filter is active. Similarly, if you activate a filter while looking at a set of images, and then you run a search or you open a different folder to view a different set of images, the filter will continue to be applied by default. If you don't want to filter the images in this new view, you'll need to remove the filter by pressing the little X at the top here. The filter will disappear and all of those images will suddenly be visible again. So just remember this as you filter your images, because it's easy to forget that you have a filter active, and then you'll find yourself frustrated when you run a search and Excire doesn't actually show you any images. Also, you can actually tell Excire to automatically remove filters when you view a new folder or collection, or when you run a search. You just need to toggle off the keep filter settings. Right here, keep text filter settings, right here in the preferences menu. Of course, whether you're interested in adjusting the filtering preferences or not, that's entirely up to you. Let me also briefly mention the third filtering option here, filtering by metadata. And with this, you just select the metadata fields that you're interested in, and then you just type in the characters you want to see in the metadata. So I could type in photo-10, hit enter, and I should get some results with photos that in the name you have photo-10. But bear in mind that you can't filter effectively using metadata unless you actually have metadata to filter. Many of your files probably have some metadata by default. And just to check, you can select an image. So I'll select this image and look in the metadata tab here on the right-hand side. And if images don't have metadata but you want to add it, you can always enter some fields directly right here. Or you can apply metadata to large batches of photos at once by selecting the images. I'll select a handful here. And then coming up to the top here of this metadata panel, choosing Edit Metadata. And this opens the metadata editor where you have a variety of options. For instance, you can click on this IPTC category on the left-hand side, and then you can fill in the metadata fields as you like and hit the Apply for All checkbox here to apply it to all the selected photos. And I'll also mention that you can streamline things further here by creating IPTC profiles. You can apply profiles here, and you can apply the profile to all of the photos in the batch here as well. But you'll find the option to create and modify IPTC profiles of your own in the main menu right here. And you can retroactively apply a profile to all the selected images using the metadata editor. Like I showed you there is the option to apply a profile, but you can also apply a profile to new images by selecting an IPTC profile when you add new folders to Excire. So here, link IPTC profile, you can toggle that on, and then you can select a profile to use. As you now know, Excire's filtering options are extremely powerful. You can apply traditional filters based on ratings and metadata, and you can also go much deeper, applying filters based on content and on text that appears in your images. Plus, you can use the new timeline graph to get a quick overview of your photos based on capture date, and then you can filter accordingly. Just remember that filtering is different from searching, and so if you're not getting the results that you want, make sure that you don't have any filters active. So go out and try it for yourself. Play around with some filtering, maybe apply a few different text filters and see what you think. Thanks so much for watching, and if you found this video helpful, be sure to click that like button. For more tips and tutorials on Excire's AI-powered photo management tools, go ahead and subscribe to our channel.